Hey everybody, welcome back to Yusen's Employee Spotlight Series. Here with me today is my partner in crime in Connecticut, the one and only Nick Hart. How you doing today, Nick?
I am good. I am happy to be a founding member of the BBBC club. That's called Being Bald by Choice. Not only a member, I'm the president.
Excellent. We're so happy to have you here. Thank you for doing this. My first question to you is, where did you grow up?
Well, I was born in Texas, and then I migrated up to Connecticut, but I grew up right in Manchester, 10 minutes away from South Windsor's office, 10 minutes away from where I live right now. Trust me, it was not as eventful as you would hope.
What was your first job there?
My first real job that I actually got taxed for, or my actual first job?
Your actual first job.
So I was a cook that left a lot of eggs inside somebody's, omelet, working for mom and pop's type of food breakfast spot. And then once that burnt down 3 days later, because I didn't know how to cook very well, I became a worker at the Christmas tree shop.
So I guess when you start doing counter days again for breakfast, we shouldn't have you actually cooking the breakfast, is what you're saying.
There's a darn good reason why I go to pre-made breakfast sandwiches and go to Dunkin' Donuts, because me and skillets do not get along.
Oh, that's too funny. Oh my goodness. Well, going from the Christmas tree shop to the electrical industry, I have a guess as to how you got started, but why don't you give us your background there?
So it was real simple. I was a football player in high school, and I told my coach I was having a kid at a very young age, and it was go work in a steel mill or go work in the electrical industry. And as an 18-year-old at the time, it was a real easy answer. One, I was going to have what we referred to in the warehouse area as swamp ass, and the other one had AC. So it was an easy answer. I went right for the electrical industry, and I started out at Gray Bar Electric, which is now a parking lot for a high school in Hartford.
No kidding.
Yes, it was. I sit there upstairs and watch the Dillon Stadium football field for Hartford Pub. But yeah, that's where I started. Last one hired, first one laid off. It was a good time. Loved it.
Well, I know you've made your way from distribution all the way to the rep side of the business, now being in outside sales, having done a lot of different jobs. Tell me, though, what has been the biggest change to your work life since all the COVID stuff started happening?
Welcome to my office. Working in an office is just much different than what I'm used to. I look forward to being in person and reading people's body language and having those conversations. Sure. It's a different world. We've done a ton of trainings from this office in South Windsor, and to not have that interaction and to be able to see what an individual is doing and read off of them has just been a whole new world for me.
Yeah. No, absolutely. It certainly is a big change. I must say, from my point of view, you've adapted really well to it. I want to thank you for all that you've done for us in terms of, hosting all these virtual trainings. It's been a huge asset to us and for our customers. So thank you for that. You've done a phenomenal job.
Live. Thank you anyways.
So tell me, big changes at work that you've adapted to. I'm sure big changes at home life too. Is there a new hobby you've been picked up since you've been spending more time at home?
I do. I have a new hobby. It's called parenting. So my wife is wonderful. My wife takes on a huge role at the Hart household. And now that I've been home much more, I've actually had to learn how to parent, and I found out I'm actually pretty good at it. So, that's been a huge new hobby for me. I've actually done another new hobby is listening to my wife. So we're constantly home together. We love her to death, don't get me wrong, but man, being home every single day, there's a reason I come to this office, because I can't be with my family 24 hours out of the day. It's just not possible.
Yeah, I'm sure we've all felt those challenges throughout this time. I know I can certainly agree to some of that for sure. I don't blame you at all. It's definitely been a big change for all of us and a big challenge. Again, so much time spent at home, not being able to necessarily go out and see family and friends. I know you've been getting to the office, which is great, but I know you're by yourself most of the time. Tell me, is there like a fun virtual activity that you've done with family or friends to kind of reconnect?
So most of my family is local. So we don't have to do virtual stuff. I do have brothers. Being in Texas, I actually just followed up with him with the Houston thing going on and the hurricane. We're a really big family on game night. And there's this game, Connect Four Bounce. So it's not the traditional Connect Four, but it's almost, I'm trying to make my 8-year-old like the beer pong champion at a really young age. So we have super aggressive games of ping pong Connect Four where we're all running around and doing that and playing a bunch of board games more than anything else. And we have a blast and we're yelling and hooting and hollering. You would get a joke out of seeing the videos that we have. Absolutely.
Oh, that sounds awesome. That sounds like a really good time. Maybe something we'll have to look into for our kids for sure. Get them running around inside the house as opposed to just going outside. That's awesome. And definitely our thoughts are with your family down in Texas. I hope they're safe with everything that's happening. It's pretty scary right now for sure.
I appreciate it. They're good to go. I actually texted my brother this morning. He's a little bit of wind, but no huge rain. 2 hours away from them on the eastern side. They got hit really hard, but he's good.
Oh, good. I'm glad to hear that for sure. Tell me, so since, activities and things have started to open back up a little bit, I've been able to travel throughout New England and, go outside and do some different things, which has been great. Is there something that you've been able to start doing again that you really missed while you were in quarantine?
So I'm not one to hide and not talk about it. I'm a huge sports person. I run my local Legion baseball team. So coaching was big. When we reopened that up and got that kicked off in June, I was super excited. My oldest, 19 years old, went to play at Avery Point. Being able to watch him play his last summer season has been a big deal. Without that, I couldn't get through the days. That is my zen. That is me getting away from the world and detaching from work and the whole parenting hobby that I try to take on. So, I'm super excited that we were able to get the summer season in, and that's a big part of what I do every day.
Oh, that's fantastic. I'm so glad to hear you got to do that for you and for the kids. I mean, I'm sure that's been wonderful that they've been able to get that and do that. When things are able to be fully reopened, whenever the heck that is, or we fully return to normal, is there something that you're looking most forward to doing?
Not parenting. No, I mean, listen, I like to be outdoors. I like to move around a lot. It's been tough to not be able to have the normal everyday stuff that you're used to. We've gone biking as a family. We've taken walks as a family. I just want to be able to go on vacation.
Yeah.
We were supposed to go to Disneyland. My daughter's in competitive cheer. That got canceled. We were supposed to go to Texas. That got canceled. I'd love to go somewhere. We were supposed to go to Dominican. We were supposed to go to Puerto Rico. So many things on my hit list that have been pushed back. And I really want to travel. I want to get to Italy. I want to get somewhere else to be able to see different sides of the world besides wonderful South Windsor's walls.
Well, I don't blame you at all. I think that traveling is so important, and I'm so looking forward to being able to do that again with my kids. I mean, you've mentioned a couple of places there, but if you had to pick the number one place that you could go to right now, money's no object, anything you wanted to do, what would you choose?
I'm going to Italy.
Yeah.
Trying to tell my wife that we'd go for a while. She is not a fan of planes, at least long plane rides. So nothing a couple of Xanaxes and a little mixture of alcohol won't fix, and bam, we're ready to go.
I could not agree more. I hate to fly myself, but I've been to Italy and it's completely worth it.
Yep, there we go. That's on the to-do list for sure.
All right, Nick. Well, thank you so much for your time today. I do want to ask you one last question. The question I've asked everybody that I've interviewed. Tell me, if you were a superhero, what would your superpower be?
This is real simple for me. I hate traffic. I would be able to teleport anywhere that I wanted to go. Forget a plane ride, I'm teleporting to Italy. Forget driving down 95, I'm teleporting right over to Stanford. I don't have to worry about traffic in the morning. I'm teleporting anywhere and everywhere. It's super speed. It is everything all in one. Teleportation is exactly what I would pick.
I think if I had to choose, I would probably agree with you. It would take that flying aspect right out. You can go anywhere in the world you wanted at the drop of a hat. And gosh, forget to put something in your calendar, problem solved.
See, it's multifaceted. So I appreciate your time, and I look forward to hopefully the next one where the interviewee becomes the interviewed. I look forward to hopefully
Oh.
getting you very soon on this thing, your background, ma'am.
Oh, I will accept that challenge. Happy to have that conversation with you. All right, Nick. Well, thanks so much for your time today. We really appreciate it. And I'm looking forward to hopefully seeing you in person soon.
Yes, ma'am. It was a pleasure. Thank you.
Thanks, Nick. Bye-bye.